Hey guys, welcome back to Hugs and Honey. I am Mama. Good to see you today. I hope you're all doing well and that you had a good weekend. Here in Northern California, it's like really windy outside right now. Everything's getting blown over and leaves everywhere. And it just reminds me the wind is sort of a metaphor or a symbol for change, isn't it? So oftentimes, just as far as weather patterns go, usually a lot of wind comes before a storm or after a storm goes. And it just brings about change. So I know we've talked about the winds of change before, but I think it is worth repeating today. I just got off a conversation with a friend of mine who is going to be moving soon from one country to a different country, and just how scary that can be, right? Like, you don't know what's happening. It's a fear of the unknown. You have all the people in your life where you live now that are there that you're going to miss so much. And you've worked so hard to create these friendships and, kind of put down roots and feel comfortable where you are. And so I just wanted to give you four things that four tools, four things that I think about regarding change that have always helped me. Okay, I hope they help you too. So the first thing that I like to do when it comes to change is just think about it and accept it. So, and when I say accept it, I actually mean all of the feelings that come from thinking about the change. So there might be some excitement, for a new place, but there's usually a lot of really heavy emotions. There's sadness, there's fear, there might be resentment, like if it's not your choice to move and you have to go. Because your parents are, there, your parent might have a job opportunity, so you have to move and you have no say in the matter. All of those feelings that you're having as a result of that, of this news, of this new transition, are valid, which means they're all okay. They're all good. And they are all normal. It's totally normal to be resistant to change, to not want it to happen, because we all get so comfortable with what we know. So it's totally normal to have some resistance and problems and not wanting to when you change. So if you want to cry, if you want to get mad, all of that is totally acceptable and necessary for you to process what is happening in your life. Okay? All of the emotions that we have, every single one is important. Every single one is good. Even though it may not feel good, it's still good. We are gifted this range of emotions like a rainbow, and all the colors, all the parts, everything, every single one is good. And we just have to choose to look at it that way. And we have to choose to recognize and remember that all the emotions are good. Okay. And it's a choice. All right. So we can feel the feels of all the things that we have without getting upset with ourselves or pushing those feelings away. So that's the first thing. The second thing I like to do is remember a time when I was afraid of doing something. So in this particular instance, it's about a move. This individual is afraid to move and doesn't want to move, and it's not his choice. And so he's really upset about it. And so I understand that. I had that happen to me when I was 14. When I was 14, my dad got a job opportunity in Pennsylvania. So we were living in Southern California. I was a California girl, and we moved to Pennsylvania when I was going into my sophomore year of high school. And I'm not sure if I could even describe how upset I was. I was so sad. I was so mad at my parents. My friends, it felt like I was ripping my heart out. Like it was like a physical physical pain I felt from even just the thought of having to leave my friends and leave my school and go to a place that I didn't even know. I was like, Pennsylvania? I don't even know what they have in Pennsylvania. What's in Pennsylvania besides the Liberty Bell? And then I started to think about all the things that they have in Pennsylvania. But I didn't really realize it until I got there. And once I got there, I was welcomed with open arms as the new girl, as the girl who was from California. And all of these girls had been going to the same school together since they were in kindergarten. So they all knew each other, they knew everything about each other. And so I was like the new shiny object that everyone wanted to get to know. And they welcomed me with open arms. It was an opportunity to travel. I really, really love traveling. Traveling is actually like one of my favorite things to do always, ever. And so it gave me the opportunity to see all the different states in the east, along the eastern seaboard. And it really opened my eyes to a different way of being. Just it was almost like moving to another country because California and Pennsylvania are very different. So just that change actually really opened up opportunities for me. I went to Europe a couple of times. I was able to travel up and down and see the different states, which all have their own personality. Who knew? California, it's like different, but it's just one state. It's very diverse. It could be a bunch of different states, but we're only one. But what I'm saying is that when I look back on that time in my life that I thought was the worst thing in the world, like literally, I thought like I would die if I moved. It actually ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. And it almost gets me a little choked up even thinking about it because I was so resistant to the best thing that ever happened to me in my whole life. I didn't want it to happen. I didn't know. I didn't know it was going to be one of the best things that ever happened to me in my whole life. I had no idea. And so the third point is that you have to, in order to get something big, you have to make room for it. So you have to let something go. Something in your life has to be sacrificed or given up to make room for something bigger in your life. And so for me, what ended up happening was that I still kept all of my friends, or at least the close friends that I had from when I grew up in California. But I made new friends. I had so many new friends. I had so many new people that were bringing different things to my life that I never would have had. Different opportunities, different things were available to me that I would not have had if I had stayed in California and stayed in the situation that I was in. So magic happened, really. Like it was really amazing. And still, to this day, I am friends with the majority of my close friends that I left behind in California almost 30 years ago. Almost 30 years ago, I'm still friends with them. And so you can just keep adding friends as you go along, and you keep adding experiences and adding, magic and sparkle and a sense of adventure to your life when you choose to look at it that way, which is number 4. The fourth tool, the fourth thing that I use to help me is to practice magical thinking. And what do I mean by that? We talk a lot about magical thinking, right? When we are converting these emotions that we have from negative or yucky feeling emotions into recognizing that they're opportunities. This is magical thinking. This is how you can choose to look at life and your perspective. And it's in your attitude. My dad used to say, or says still, that your attitude determines your altitude, or attitude is everything. And attitude really is only effective when you take in all of the pieces. It's not ignoring the stuff that hurts and is uncomfortable. It's actually recognizing it, accepting it, but saying, I'm choosing to not be taken down by that emotion. I see it, I feel it, it hurts, but I'm choosing to look at it in a different way. I'm going to choose to look at this impending move, this, you know, this thing that I'm not looking forward to, as possibly the best thing that could ever happen to me in my life. And you guys, I'm not kidding. There is power in our thoughts. There is power in the way that we choose to look at life. And having that experience of being able to look back at a time when I overcame some of my fears or sadness or whatever, so that I could make room for something that really became the best experience of my life. That's magical thinking, guys. Our thoughts are powerful. Visualization, we've talked about it the last few days, visualizing what it could be, and visualizing happiness, visualizing success, and knowing that you are going to be okay. And so I just wanted to share that with you today, guys, because I think that there's a lot of change that we have to go through in life. Moving is just one of them, but we have little micro changes, right, that happen throughout the day, throughout the year, throughout our lives, and just recognizing that change is always happening. It's always there, and accepting it and learning how to embrace it and learning how to use the power of magical thinking to make our lives fulfilling and satisfying and fun and happy. Okay? So that's what I want to share with you today, guys. I see you, I hear you, I'm here for you, and I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.